Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching Only Murders in the Building Season 2, Episode 1, Persons of Interest. I'm so excited to get back into this show. The ending of the last season was fantastic, the show itself was so much fun, and yes, this show came first in my Patreon poll for a new show to watch, so I'm very excited. It is also, I think it's starting in 2023, yeah, 20, in 20, blah, blah, blah. In January of 2023, we'll be seeing these reactions to Season 1 on YouTube, and Season 2 will also be on YouTube. But yes, I'm so excited. That didn't make any sense. Let's go. The unedited versions are all on Patreon though. All of it. Let's go. Much more upbeat opening than we were maybe thinking. I mean, not for this show, but for given how they left it.
Who doesn't want to become the talk of the town here?
Not me, I don't.
Famous for doing good things, or you can become infamous for doing truly terrible acts.
Yes. They were on cloud 9 after the podcast.
Look at you, you dust. You know, the only thing that could be worse for you two low-hanging,
Get a lawyer.
dehydrated scrotum sacks is if you were.
I have this recurring dream. I'm in bed, I wake up, and there's a man standing over me. So I kick him right in the nuts, and I grab my knitting needle.
You totally misunderstood the point of that story.
Lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
You asking for a lawyer?
No, I'm asking if you're a lawyer, you know, because you're so smart.
No, my bad. It was a little funny. What she said. There's so many fucking holes in your story. You know, there's more fucking holes in your story.
I don't know that there are holes in her story as much as it doesn't exactly exonerate her.
She was gone for 2 minutes. We were celebrating. Why would you? Okay, then let's just talk about you. Okay, let's talk about you.
I'm glad they're defending her.
The board president.
God, are they going to try and be like, if you don't turn on her, we'll turn on you?
Now that I think of it, I have had my doubts about Mabel.
Yep, this bitch.
You know, I've played this scene 100 times.
What did you do with the knife? The blade. The one you used.
If you don't have the murder weapon, you don't have the killer.
So you have 3 people who are now clearly being framed, and you don't even have the real murder weapon?
Yep.
It was you, right, who texted us to get out of the building last night?
It most definitely was not me.
Gotcha. I knew it was you.
Hold it a second.
They cropped me out? This is such bullshit. You know.
That we can't charge you yet.
But we will,
But
I mean.
that can change at any time with new evidence. That means no investigating. That means no fucking podcast. More, please tell the Tiny one to stop recording.
I was about to say, he's recording, isn't he?
This.
Oh my God!
Oh my god!
Oh my God!
He does not understand the real world.
Freedom for the innocent!
Can I just say something? I'd rather be dead than boring. Did you guys hear that Bunny was stabbed with a knife?
Here we go.
Don't have
Wait
yet?
a minute, it wasn't just the knitting needle? That
Is she allowed in the home again? I mean, it wouldn't have let her go home if she wasn't, but... They should have gone with her, knowing it was a crime scene. Someone was trying to make a point by putting her in the hoodie and then stabbing her with the needle after the knife.
a reboot?
Every old crime show is getting a reboot.
I really love your mural, and I haven't been able to stop thinking.
Is she trustworthy?
Sending you lots of love and hope to hear from you. Bye.
Does she think... Is that like a sort of trying to make exploitative, like, of the situation, try and get press from having bloody Mabel be there? Or it's genuine? And for Mabel, that could be a chance to have a normal life.
Hello there, Amy Schumer.
Well, hello.
Are you moving?
All
into
the big
Steve's apartment?
faces.
Oh, yes. Make you Winnie. Oh, did we ever find out who poisoned you? I just have to
Did we ever find out who poisoned
I
her?
really enjoyed Only Murders in the Building. Would you ever consider selling me the rights to the podcast so I could turn it into an 8 to 10 episode streaming series with exclusive internet content leading to gamification?
This is a thought you just had?
No.
God, I love this building.
Just no.
And Brazos, sometimes I'm flipping through the TV and I'm thinking, hey, where are all the cop shows? because there seems to be a lot of anyway. So, do you think they're going to go for this?
Oh,
You're not going to be in it.
already. 18 episodes on.
Who's she playing?
She's Brazos.
She's
Yes, sweetheart. It's the reboot. You don't have the old people in the reboots. You must have. I mean, I suppose he hasn't seen any of the reboots.
Naomi would be my.
At least you're in it.
By marriage.
I'm really glad you came.
I do not trust her.
You're not a catfish.
Nope. There's just something very compelling about you.
I don't trust this woman.
Thank you.
But I don't just DM any old broad.
Why me?
It's an instinct.
All English people say broad all the time.
In our collective.
She's using you for publicity.
Look, it's not a bad place to start from.
Suspects in the grisly stabbing death of Bunny Folger. Charles Hayden Savage. A washed-up led him into a tangled romance with the last
Oh, Lord.
murderer.
Yep, this isn't going
Spent
quietly.
the latter years of his life
As a perpetrator.
Whatever you think you know about me, it's not the full story.
Girl, you're a crime.
theater director who almost killed 12 people with his last Broadway outing has a long
This is
paper
wonderful
trail
for
of
everybody
adventures
involved.
over the years.
Yep.
So we all heard that.
I can't believe she's investigating us.
I think Bunny said something.
Traumatic memories are fuzzy.
14?
14.
What does that mean?
Level 14?
Okay, people.
Room 14?
You know what we have to do. We
We can't be seen breaking into Bunny.
Exactly!
Finds that out, everything blows up.
Yeah, well, our lives blow up if we all go down for this.
So, if it takes clearing my name to feel that
We can do
more
this.
and finding who really did this. Bunny?
Are you hearing that too?
Yeah.
The killer planted something.
No one has to see us breaking in.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, since we are here, why don't we just split up?
Oh, he conveniently forgot there could possibly be a bird.
Note.
A few I'd like to retrieve. Like
Oh,
basically
God.
how I wanted Bunny to die when she was trying to evict us. Okay. Come on.
There's no way they'd make it through the vent.
It's in the bedroom here.
Come in this way.
Come in here.
Of course.
This could be worth $1 million.
Ooh, someone stole it.
Guys. Check this out.
What the fuck?
Let's find out.
Ooh. I love this investigation. Utterly ridiculous.
But we got a huge clue. We find the
And you
thing,
stole
we
her
find the killer.
coats, you weirdos.
That's a good line. Repeat the line.
You're wandering around in public in Bunny's coats.
I agreed to check Bunny's apartment, not podcast about it.
To just let others tell our story.
I am ready for this
Here
season.
at only murders in the building.
Oh, I love this. Actually, all of them there.
Be going quietly.
You stole vital evidence.
Savage.
She's gonna think it was Charles. The memory plays tricks on you.
Bunny's painting.
Fuck.
Is that you?
No. It's my father.
Oh my god. So she was saying savage because they stole her painting? Only Murders is back. This episode was fantastic. I love this show. I love the vibe because you always have a good time when you're watching it and you kind of it does feel comfy, and obviously it's not about real life murders, so it's kind of okay that it feels comfy. Definitely this season's going to be different because they are suspects, as well as they're not only just trying to figure out what happened, they're trying to figure out how to prove their own innocence. And like, yes, there were points in the last season when they considered Mabel as a suspect, but in general, like now, you know, they are the ones who were over the body. The fact that it wasn't the knitting needle that killed her, though, is obviously a key piece of evidence in Mabel's favour. So I loved that, and I loved seeing the way their lives could move forward. You know, this little bit of exposure could potentially be enough to help get... Oh my freaking god. Oliver. My brain was wanting to call him Henry. His name is not Henry. Oliver back kind of in the business, or at least sign some kind of ridiculous deal with Amy Schumer's company where they could get enough money to live comfortably, etc. For Mabel, I say Mabel was noticed, her art was noticed, and her profile being up might help her get get noticed in the art world. But I also don't trust Cara Delevingne. I don't remember her name in the show. Then that's not me talking about the real person in the show. I don't trust her. I feel like, yes, like you'd like to think that there would be somebody that would recognise talent and be like, okay, this woman's having a hard time right now, I'm going to reach out for her, like woman to woman, I'll help her out. But I also feel like she could be trying to use some of that exposure that Mabel currently has to like big themselves up, or who knows, we will see though. I also feel like Cara Delevingne is too kind of famous a person to have like a small role, because it wasn't really like a cameo role, it was kind of, I don't know, we will see. It's too soon to start casting aspersions on characters. And then with Charles, now obviously when you do a reboot of a show, it's not like a return, they're not I can't think of what the freaking word is for continuing a show, my brain is dumb. You know, like the number of shows, whether it's Hawaii Five-O, MacGyver, Magnum PI, even Quantum Leap's coming out, like there are basically so many of these shows that were big back in the day and they're since being remade, and every single one I'm aware of has 100% recast, redone it. In a decent number of them, they are like diversifying and modernising the cast, which is obviously the Brazos take. But actually having the original guy in it, I think is, I mean, some of these shows they have them in as like guest stars or whatever, but I think that was a really lovely idea. Like, they're treating him quite well, given that he's just now a very old man who's not even currently in TV shows. So I think that actually was quite a nice thing they did, trying to offer him the role of Uncle Brazos to keep him vaguely in it. You know, the show that I can think of that played, I mean, I haven't seen every single reboot ever, the most, and it wasn't a crime show, was Roswell, where they had the original Max and Liz both in it, and the original Liz did some directing as well. Like, they kind of kept people around, but yes. So that was kind of sad in a way that he genuinely went to that meeting thinking they're thinking that, oh yeah, they really want a show about an old man cop. There aren't enough of those around. But yeah, there definitely are hundreds of reboots of older shows. There are so many crime shows on TV. But it's kind of seeing that there is a way forward for all of their lives, a way back to maybe, or into the things that they are passionate about. But if they go to prison for murder, none of that will happen. And if their names just become too sullied, if everyone kind of assumes you did it, that can affect your life anyway, even if it didn't. That's one of the reasons why it's extremely dangerous to report on ongoing crime cases and be like, oh, this person's the suspect, and plaster their name everywhere, because it can destroy someone's life. You know, I can remember when there was a young woman that was like stabbed in her apartment, and like Sky News were like waiting outside the apartment block to like talk to her landlord, and like he looked like a stereotypical creepy man, and like the reporter doing it was like, oh my god, I think this man did it, and the man was just awkward, like, I don't want to talk to you, you're a news crew. You're completely and utterly innocent. And it destroyed his life. So like, it's very dangerous to do what Cindy's doing. It's kind of dangerous to do what they were doing, but at least they were fairly, you know, low. They weren't going to ruin someone's life with the level their podcast was at. This season, potentially, but they're also fine to play their own names. So yeah, it's kind of, I like it because it's the same vague setup as the last season, but there's a whole new stakes because they need to clear their own name. And the painting has been put in Charles's apartment, so somebody is fucking with them. And that is just so... Now, is that someone that just really wanted Bunny dead and is just like, oh, if I can frame these guys, that will help? Why and who? It's really interesting, so I'm so excited. I don't really have any theories right now, but I'm very excited to start peeling back the layers and figuring out what's going on. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of all of my reactions to Only Murders in the Building on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.